Okay, I'm gonna try and get this in under 10 minutes. If I don't get it in under 10 minutes, which I probably won't, it's going to be a part two and maybe even a part three. Okay, my trainer, everything started off cool, real cool, and then it went real sour at the end. I'm just gonna start off with the first incident. The first incident, which was a coffee, a coffee incident. Wasted my coffee, right? I'm driving, I waste my coffee. So my trainer's in the back seat. Half the time, this is when we get to the point where we're team driving. So I waste my coffee. I'm like, damn, I'm driving, I can't get it up. So I get it up when I stop. So I stop for my break. I go to use the bathroom. I was gonna get the coffee up when I came back from the bathroom. He like, you waste some coffee? I'm like, no, he didn't say coffee. He was like, did you waste your Red Bull? I'm like, no, I didn't waste my Red Bull. I wasted some coffee. He was like, how did you waste it? I'm like, I knocked it over by mistake when I was driving. When I was driving, I put it next to me because the ashtray was sitting right there in the where I normally have my drinks. But he asked me to not move the ashtray, so I didn't move the ashtray. I was done with the coffee. It was only a little bit left, and it wasted. So I didn't deny I wasted the coffee. I told him I wasted the coffee. He wanted to know the story of how I wasted the coffee from beginning to end. I'm like, what is the point of the story? The story is not even important. I told you I wasted the coffee. That should be all that said. I apologize. I wasted the coffee. He wanted to call me a liar. I'm lying about how the coffee got wasted. He talking about it's a splatter. Can't you tell it's a splatter? Don't you watch, because he was always watching Forensic Files. No, he was always listening to Forensic Files on Sirius Satellite Radio, which is one of my favorite shows, by the way. So he's like, I know you watched some Forensic Files before. He was like, that's splatter. It's splatter. It's splatter. He was like, so you couldn't have wasted it. You had to drop it. I'm like, man, I wasted it. It's not like I'm sitting here telling you I didn't waste the coffee. I told you I wasted the coffee. It was an accident. I was going to clean it up, but you managed to see it before I cleaned it up. I was about to clean it up right now before we pulled off. He wanted to have a whole 15-minute conversation about this coffee and how it got wasted when I told him I wasted it. So what the fuck is the point in the story of how I got wasted? I wasted it. That should be the end of the story. So then he wanted to complain like, oh, now we're running behind. We're running behind because you want to spend 15 minutes talking about a backstory of how I wasted some coffee, which ain't even important because I told you I wasted the coffee. It's not like I lied to you and said I didn't waste the coffee. I wasted the coffee. So that's one incident that was just like, it was just like pushing me beyond the point of, I need to get off this truck. A couple weeks before that, we in Lima, Ohio. This dude had me illegally back up from the streets to try and park in a parking spot in the motel parking lot because we got to the shipper early, and they like security guard like and we got there at 10 o'clock p.m. Security guard like, nobody gonna be here till 12 p.m. so y'all can just go over there across the street, leave out of here, make a right, go about 500 to 1,000 yards, and it's a motel on the left. You can park in the motel. I could have easily pulled out, which is what I did. I pulled out, made a right. I could have made another left into the motel parking lot. The lot was big enough where I could have turned around in the lot and parked. But he's like, no, stop right here. Stop. He stopped me in the middle of the street like, I got an idea. I want you to back up from here and park next to that truck that's next to the hotel. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I'm like, man, okay, you're the trainer. I'll do it. So I back up. All of a sudden, he's like, stop. I'm trying to stop because he's yelling like, stop. So I'm stopping, and as he's saying stop, we slide into a ditch. It was extremely dark on the street. He told me to hurry up and do it before any cars or trucks came. So we slide into the ditch, get stuck. I didn't see the ditch. He didn't see the ditch until I was about to go into the ditch. And make that long story short, he had to call the tow truck. He's an owner op. Swift sent him a bill for $992. The whole night he was pissed he was pissed because he found out about how much the bill was like maybe 3 days later. But after that happened and we got stuck in the ditch, he was pissed. He didn't want to talk. He called his wife, you know. He talked to her for a second, and he started texting her, which I know he was talking about me, but I didn't care. Then he's like, man, I'm about to go down to Waffle House and get something to eat. He went to Waffle House, got something to eat. As soon as he left, I got out of the truck and started taking pictures. Cover my ass because it was not my fault. He told me to do it. So I took the pictures showing exactly what he told me to do. A couple days later, we're in Ohio again. We're leaving the shipper. The shipper has a narrow street. Narrow street. So I'm leaving. It's another truck coming towards me. So naturally, one of us has to get over to the right so we can pass safely. So I'll take the initiative to just move over to the right just a little bit. And as I move over to the right, the passenger side spare tire slid off the street. He's like, man, get us out of here. Don't get us stuck. Don't get us stuck. We wasn't gonna get stuck, so I got us out. We left. He like, man, I'm gonna have to check these tires. We're gonna have to check these tires tonight. Which we didn't check him that night because he didn't do a pre-trip. I mean, he didn't do a post-trip. I didn't do a post-trip because he told me don't even worry about it. Because we got to our we got to well, we was gonna shut down that so late. He was like, man, just forget it. We just shutting down. I was like, all right, bet. He was like, just do the macro 32 and shut down. I was like, all right, bet. So the next day we drive to Iowa, and we end up having to do a 34-hour reset in Iowa. So as we were leaving Iowa, he's like, man, can I chop it up with you for a minute? I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm on the phone. I cut my phone call short. I come to the front of the truck. I'm sitting down. I'm talking to him. He's like, yeah, remember when we went off the road the other day at that shipper? I'm like, yeah. He was like, well, that took a chunk out of the tire. He was like, man, that's an $800 tire. He's like, I'm gonna have to charge you $250. I was trying not to charge you nothing, but I'm gonna have to charge you $250. And he had told me a week before that, like the day after we got stuck in the ditch in Lima, Ohio, he was like, man, I'm gonna be expecting a donation from you when you get start working to get on your feet. I'm like, man, okay, whatever. So when he told me hit me with this damn $250 for a tire, I'm like, all right. I was trying to avoid confrontation while we were on the road because I didn't want him trying to put me out with his truck on the road, and then we get into it in the middle of nowhere and I get left on the highway. So when he said that, I literally sat in the chair for like 2 minutes. I didn't say nothing. I just sat there thinking, like, I know he don't think I'm giving him $250. That's out of the question. I'm not giving him nothing. So I go back to the back of the truck. I get back on the phone, talk to my friend, telling her what's going on. Like, man, you think actually I wasn't even talking. I was texting. I'm like, he think I'm giving him $250 for a tire. I'm not giving him nothing. I'm like, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do between now and when we get to Iowa. I know exactly what I'm gonna do because I'm not giving him no money. I mean, when we get to Kansas, because we're on our way to Swift Terminal in Kansas to T-call this load we got. So by the time we get to Kansas, I'll know what I'm gonna do. Like I said, it's gonna be a part 2 to this video because I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes. So I'm gonna cut it right here, and I'm gonna come back with part 2. Like I said, we didn't cover. We covered what happened in Lima, Ohio. We covered what happened at the shipper when the tire went off the road. I'm going to continue from there, and then I'm going to get into more detail. It's probably going to be a part 2 and a part 3 to this video. So stay tuned for part 2 to this video.